What's up, Brian? I think I might open this up, right? No,
I was letting Lorenzo Hunt come out there. The special sound effect there. If you could have heard the producers before when I said, "Oh, God help us," God help us. Yes. It's Sosha. Rob's hanging out too.
Good to see you, man.
I'm jacked up. We sat next to each other for BKFC 18. Long show, late show, fun show. We're gonna get into all that, all the controversy, all the awesome fights today, and we're happy you're joining us too. I hope you enjoyed the show as well. A lot of stuff to get into, Rob. I mean, it was a packed card, jam-packed. Got started late, but again, we'll get into all that. I want to talk. I think today's going to be just all BKFC 18 because there's so much to unpack. We don't need to talk about that UFC junk or whatever else, right?
I think we have David Feldman Sr. coming on air, 12:30 special call.
How do you know all these things? How are you so prepared?
This is certainly last minute, man, but I'm going to ask him a couple of tough questions, man, and we're going to get to that as part of the rundown today.
Of course you are. A couple tough questions. I'll just sit back and keep my job. All right. So a lot to go to unpack today. Again, I got the format here because there was so much that happened. I don't want to miss any of it. BKFC 18. Let's start out before we do. I want to thank first of all the Mission Accomplished podcast. They gave me a shirt and they're a great outlet. Actually did a great interview with Lorenzo Hunt. I saw that, guys. It was awesome. Check them out. Gave Rob a shirt too. And shout out to DJ Tony. DJ Tony gives socks to the entire organization.
Yeah, big shout out, man. I got an awesome
He watches all the time too.
Yeah.
I got Jake the Snake socks and I got Generation X socks.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. But he hooks everybody up. Thank you, DJ Tony. I know you always watch. So much other stuff that happened at BKFC 18. The whole experience. It's not just the 18 show. It's everything leading up to it. We had the open weigh-ins. You had some drama with Riggs and Lambert. We had a lot of media there at the open workout. That was interesting to see too. To see the guys getting ready. And I actually saw. This goes into our first thing I want to talk about. Gabe Brown. He was the guy that fought in the first fight on the undercard, the prelims, I should say. And Gabe Brown, I don't know anything about him, but he impressed me because other people are working out for the media as they should be. This guy's just there putting his work in. He's hitting the bags. You can tell he's actually treating it as almost like a real workout.
Yeah, so he was working out there.
So that impressed me. And it was interesting because, again, he was in the first fight. And what was that, like a 5-second flash KO? I think, yeah, we have time. We can watch the fight. Let's watch the whole fight.
It's only 5 seconds.
Let's watch it. Now, Gabe Brown is the guy with the tattoos on his arm, if you don't know. If you're just tuning in, you didn't see the fight.
Red gloves.
Yes, thank you. Red gloves. Red corner. That's more professional. Thank you, Rob.
Red wraps, excuse me.
No gloves.
That's right. All right, gentlemen, toe the line. Knuckle up. Round number 1. Forward pressure from Gabe Brown to start. And down goes Gabe Brown. Just like that. One punch. Walk away knockout.
No, I'm mad. I didn't realize that.
See what I was saying?
See, Rob was saying this. When you're there, you see stuff differently because there's so much going, especially when you're working, because you have so much going through your head. So when I watched that back, Rob was mentioning this. He was asking me, he said, do you think that was stopped prematurely? I said, I don't know. But after watching that, yes, the ref almost tripped over Gabe. Gabe was trying to get up and almost knocked him down again. The ref should have gotten a KO there too. And then I didn't realize all this. I remember looking at Gabe after, not when they were going to hold his hand up, just he was looking down. He looked really pissed off and really disappointed in himself. Because I talked to him. He was excited for this fight. You know, he was excited to come out and do it. He was very disappointed in himself. But I don't think that should have been stopped.
Yeah, I agree.
That was nuts.
I think that was premature. At least give the man a standing 8 count.
Right.
Now, if you can't respond to your orders, call the fight off. But at least give him that. Give him the respective standing 8 count. Looked like he was going down pretty hard. I can kind of see what the ref was going off. Yeah, I could kind of see, but as soon as he hit the canvas, he popped right back.
And the ref tripped over and tangled up with him.
Exactly. So
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Poor Gabe, man.
Quick stoppage.
Too quick.
Yeah.
I think we both agree on that. Let us know what you think in the comments section. We'd love to hear from you as well. But I'm going to say too quick of a stoppage. I know Rob's saying the same thing. Rob, I can't believe how much I didn't realize that until I just watched that clip back.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, being there live, the excitement, the crowd.
Because it's a quick knockout. You're like, yeah.
It's like, wow, what just happened?
There was a couple things on the card. We'll get to some more later that were, to me, and I know you were sitting next to me, questionable stuff that we saw. We can unpack our conversations as well. But I know we had the second thing we wanted to get to was the fight that went the distance in the prelims, the good fight. That was. What was it? Yo Dennis?
That sounds about right.
I can't say his name right. I feel bad. Taking on Alan Rosano. I'm sorry.
That's it.
I'm still laughing at how bad I'm butchering the first guy's name.
Yo Dennis Cedeno.
Thank you. Yo Dennis Cedeno. They say it in my ear. Thank you. I'm so sorry,
awesome.
Yo Dennis. I'm not good. I can't even say the last name Smith. I don't know why they even hire me, quite frankly. But It went the distance. Great fight.
That
That's
was
what
an
I want to
awesome
say.
fight.
I enjoyed the fight. Thank you guys for that fight. How did you feel about that fight?
That prelim fight really stuck out in my mind. I'm like, wow, these guys look like have been bare knuckle boxing for years. I mean, it went the distance. There was a ton of strategy utilized, a lot of body shots. It was a surprising amount of body shots that were in this entire card, that is. But I was excited, man. They put on a great performance. Yeah, let's move them up, man. Let's bring them from the prelims. I love to see them go at it again.
No, I agree. And it's very important if I can speak from a business perspective, not just a fight fan, for us as BKFC, you want these great fights on the prelims to tease the people that are new to the product. And that's why I always thank these fighters. If it's a good fight, it's fun for us to watch, and I thank them. I thank them because they helped us. I'm sure they helped us get by.
Yeah,
so
big shout out to
them.
Nate Shook for that, man. Great matchup. These guys were evenly matched, and matchups make fights.
That's
styles
true.
make fights.
That's true. I mean, you heard Chris Lytle saying that. You've heard many different commentators say that over the years. That's 100% true. Let's watch a little more of this.
Losing seconds, round number 1. Cedeno pulling back that overhand right. Tuck under for Marzeno.
I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
There
Awesome.
you go. Kudos to you guys again. Thank you for that fight. You can let us know as we continue what your favorite. I mean, you don't say the whole card. Let's say prelim. That had to be maybe your favorite fight. Let us know in the comment section. We always like to know that kind of thing. The other guy I want to talk about from the prelims is Fames, the former hip-hop star, former, I think, 4-0 pro boxer. So sometimes when you hear a pro boxer coming in to fight BKFC, we've talked about this so many times, they don't always fare too well because they still kind of stick with the boxing rules and they don't get it. I couldn't have time to see if Fames got it because it was 5 seconds KO. Yuli Diaz was
15.
sweating.
I'm pretty sure his was 15 because
15?
I think he got a count for that. I think it was because the ref was counting.
I was going to say Yuli's probably sweating
another
backstage.
Quick knockout. Paul Teague,
Yeah.
just not in the same league. I mean,
Did you do that on purpose?
I was
Or
good,
you're a
huh?
poet and you didn't know it. Paul Teague not in the same league. I mean,
As Fames. I mean, well, he looked phenomenal. That punch really laid out Paul. That was rough, man.
yeah, and it was cool to speak with Fames for a couple moments after the fight to see his thoughts on it. I mean, we're going to see. Here's Fames now. We're looking at him from the blue corner. Teague's waiting to be knocked out here. He doesn't know it. And I didn't mean that to be funny, okay?
Damn, Brian, going on hard on my man Paul.
Paul Teague could knock me out. I mean, I probably will after I said that.
Round number 1. Black and gold trunks for Fames.
Look at that.
Wow.
No disrespect, Teague. I didn't mean that to be disrespectful, but geez.
Yeah. Utmost respect to anyone that
Anyone
goes in
steps
that
in the
ring.
ring. I couldn't do it.
Absolutely.
He fell right back down, so he's hurt. He's not getting knocked. They're not letting this go. That
Yeah.
is it. Just like that.
Oh, look, he falls again pretty much. I felt bad for Paul Teague. And
Championship Fames.
Me too. Now, was Paul Teague the guy that dressed up as a clown? The
yes,
clown head.
I was
in-
going to
in
say
the
that at the
weigh-ins?
weigh-ins. He's
Yeah.
climbing. And I think, did he fight on Toe the Line before? Or was it
He
BKFC?
did.
Yeah,
Yep,
I
Toe the
remembered him
Line.
from before. So we'll see where Paul Teague's career goes. We're going to see where Fame's career goes. Again, I don't mind a quick knockout, especially on a prelim fight that's selling what we're about to do and what we're about to see. And Fame's, he's...
Yeah, I'm excited about that kid, man.
See where it goes.
I didn't know that much about Fames. I'm not gonna lie. I watched that. I did some more research. I'm like, wow, this guy is legit, and he looked very calm in there.
Oh, he was-
there's
he's
a couple of feints
composed.
that Paul tried to, get him to make a move, and as soon as he went in, that counter right, dude, just put him right on the canvas.
If
man.
you can
Great
use
fight.
those feints the right way, it's a game changer. If you can use them the correct way. I've noticed that over time, BKFC too. And I don't think enough fighters always use the feints enough. So it's always good to see that happening. But Paul Teague, yes, loses to Fames in Fames' debut. Congratulations, Fames. Thank you guys for that fight. We appreciate it. Anything else you want to hit from the prelim show?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna bring up. Let me see where this is.
Well,
going
you're bringing it
in
up.
and out.
I mean, I'll tap dance for you. You tell a joke or something. I don't know. But it was a great show. We'll talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly coming up because there was some really good stuff, some bad stuff, and some really ugly stuff. And a lot of that's open for interpretation. So we're going to ask for your thoughts, too, in the chat. And we appreciate hearing from you.
What about these two
As we're
guys,
waiting
for
right now,
these two
look at these two. The good, the bad, and the ugly. That's the ugly. Look at Rob.
Yes, Rob is the ugly over there,
Well,
man.
Rob and Sochi. The thing is, like, with BKFC working here, Rob, what I've seen is that you never know when they're filming you. You never know when they're taking a picture of you. I come back to the office and they have these horrible pictures of me. And they, of course, they're the ones they're going to show me, Or they have these like I'm stretching and I'm bending over doing something or I'm in a weird position. They send these pictures to me. They're amazing. I love them. It makes me so happy. Let me tell you, it's like you're on a reality show. You always have to be aware. I saw a lot of celebrities were there as we're getting ready to talk about the other stuff. I mean, everybody. There was MVP from WWE was there. He was invited by Yuli, apparently. NXT champion. They used to call him Killer Cross. He changed his name. He was there. And I know B-Hop was there, man. Bernard Hopkins. There was a ton of people there. I mean, it was like celebrities everywhere you look. Fighters. I'm missing a lot. Ocho Cinco, of course, was with Brian Maxwell. There was so many different celebrities that when you're working, you don't see them. I
didn't. Yeah.
You see them on Instagram a day or two later. Everyone's got pictures. I'm like, I didn't even see that person.
Yeah. I mean, we had a who's who in the crowd. Some,
it was pretty cool.
Professional fighters.
Checking the broadcast.
Paige Van Zandt.
Paige was there, of course. Yeah.
Austin, her husband. Yep. Absolutely.
Austin Vanderford, who undefeated. Who I want to see in bare knuckle one day. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
I challenge. I think I could beat Austin Vanderford in a game of chess.
I was gonna say, Rob's obviously doing drugs before the show.
Nah, he looks in phenomenal shape, and just seeing, and we'll talk about the BKFC 19 press conference as well. A game of chess, man. I think I got him, dude.
Yeah, maybe you're very good at chess. I've seen you in chess, but what's the matter? God, my heart started pounding for you, Rob.
Yeah, you think I'm stupid, man?
Sometimes I wonder, man. I don't know, with comments like that.
Paige would knock me out.
Anybody on that card would knock us both out. I think we could fight anybody at the same time and get killed. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's why we're broadcast journalists, right, Rob? We use
so
that term
I'm looking
loosely.
at
what do you have?
Yeah, I'm looking at the prelims, and there was one fight, obviously, that went the distance. Every other fight was less than 40 seconds. Less than 40 seconds.
That's
and
crazy.
so knockouts are great. When they go the distance, you can actually let people know what type of product you're going to be seeing.
Yeah.
So the prelims, we show them for free. We had 4 prelim fights. Sometimes, they go the distance. Sometimes you get the quick knockouts. But all in all, an amazing night. And I think it's time to get to the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Well, we'll start with the good because we're positive people here at BKFC.
We are.
We look on the bright side of life. We do that. We look on the bright side all the time. There's a lot of good. There's a lot of bad. There's a lot of ugly. Again, great pre-show. And, I mean, it was a little spiced in there for everybody. Knockouts, going the distance. We enjoyed it. Let's start with the first good. And, again, you can comment on the comments. We'd like to know what you think as well. But good. A couple things about this fight. I would call this great, not even good. Yuli Diaz versus Thiago Alves. Wow. These guys,
fight of the night.
Wow, and they deserved it. I mean, there's other good fights, but they deserved it. What intestinal fortitude these two guys showed, and not only the fight, which was good. I don't know if I saw a clip floating around on Instagram. I thought it was beautiful. They're spiritual men, and after they just beat the living hell out of each other, they both got on a knee and they said a prayer together. I thought it was a really good moment that I saw on Instagram. So kudos to them for doing that. But the fight alone itself, wow. What did you?
Dude, Yuli came out firing hard. I honestly thought that he was going to gas.
Me too.
But he kept up the pace for the first 2 rounds, and he dropped Alves. Not only did he drop him, but he cut him up something nice. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And then it seemed in round 3, Alves came out like a totally different fighter. And I think, we
were saying that, yeah. In the post-fight interview, I had him kind of take us through that, and we both saw that sitting next to each other. The thing I noticed about Thiago, he always seems to get opened up in that one spot by his eye. So I guess guys know, and a lot of them do, but there's that one specific spot he gets busted open with. And when we were sitting there, we were saying like, okay, Yuli's coming out, and this is what we predicted on the show, and I think a lot of people did too. I think you said it. Yuli's got to win early. If it goes long, Thiago's probably going to take it. And we could see Yuli start to – it looked like he was getting a little tired. And like Thiago just was ready to rock. Third round is like the first round to him, I feel like.
Man, I want to go home and rewatch this entire fight again like 5 times over, dude. These guys showed the utmost respect to each other before the fight, during the fight, and after the fight.
It was beautiful. And I think that as we look at that, I think that Yuli deserves compliments. Yuli's a warrior. Yuli's going to live to fight another day. And, of course, he wanted to win. But there's no shame in Yuli's game, I don't think. It was he stood toe-to-toe, and they went at it. And it was a beautiful, fun fight to watch. I actually sent Thiago a text thanking him, and I'm going to send one to Yuli, too, because I like to thank these guys. They're putting their lives on the line fighting like that for our entertainment. And look at this. I mean, you can't beat it. What a hell of a match, especially, what was that, like 1-something in the morning maybe at that point? It was late.
Yeah. We started pretty late, unfortunately.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
We got bad and ugly coming up yet. But kudos to both these guys. Thiago Alves, big deal, bringing the title home to ATT. So this is the first bare and knuckle fighting championship belt.
They've got another belt, man. What a great organization.
Not just another belt. The first ever BKFC belt.
Their gym is top notch, man. Some of the best fighters in the world. Just reading one of the comments right now from Mojo Fuego. Yuli came out less aggressive than I expected, which was smart. Thiago really got together round 3, kind of what we were saying right there. He hit hit the nail right on the head.
Another thing I think people should look at, check out Thiago's Instagram. He wrote a nice post where he is presenting the belt to ATT, and it talks about his journey and how he fell short of presenting a belt to ATT before and how much it means to him. It was a really beautiful thing. Like, you can look at the picture, but hit that little more button, expand it, take 2 minutes of your day to read it because it's cool. It talks about Thiago's journey. That's on Thiago's Instagram. You can check that out, and he deserves a couple minutes of your time, an hour of your time after that fight. It was awesome.
If you want me to weigh in.
Also, Evan Zentar, the Lord himself, he's always there running around, getting some of these amazing shots
Yeah,
that
he's
we
got
get.
some of the best angles in there.
So not only does he have the best angles, but he's really close like we are. So I like to check in with other people. Evan's here today. Evan, let's talk about that fight a little bit. What did you think?
Well, freaking awesome fight to begin with, but I just wanted to say, when we were interviewing Yuli at ATT, so if you've ever been at ATT, it's just filled, like there's huge blow-up pictures all along the walls showing, all the champions, all the UFC guys.
Yeah.
And he trains Dustin, so there's a little poster of Dustin, and then there's a little space next to it. And he's like, all I want is, I want the belt, and then I want a picture right there next to Dustin. So I guess there'll be a, BKFC picture of him from this fight, up there next to his buddy, which would be.
And now he's got it, man. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see a picture of that. And just to correct you, Evan, which I never would do because you're more brilliant than I am. I think you had a Freudian slip there. You said Yuli, but if you're just tuning in and learning the product, it's Thiago at ATT.
Did I say Yuli?
Yeah. Unless I have too much Tito's in my Tiger life, I don't know.
You drinking Tito's? You drinking them White Russians?
I'm hungover.
Evan's hungover.
Yeah, too many White Russians last night partying.
Yeah, he did. He had a big party. Evan, before we move on, are you too hungover? I know you like to do this to throw us up a double bicep pose. Show us those arms, brother. Look at him. He's working hard, man.
They're nice and dry today.
If anyone has any beef with me, he's got to go through my man over there.
It's one of those, hey, you want to fight me, buddy? Yeah, well, there's me, buddy. One of those things.
Exactly.
Me, buddy.
The 135ers could still kick my ass. It's all for show.
All show, no go.
We're all for show, trying to put on a good show. I'm going to hop in really fast. I'm looking at the good, and I think we're leaving one fight out that came prior to this, which was arguably, there's going to be two, and we'll get to that.
I know what you're going to say.
Performance of the night, Jared Grant.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow. That dude is amazing, and he went up against a truly veteran fighter.
Mm-hmm. Who loves to fight. Enjoys
the fight, man. I mean, he brings the fight, and Jared Grant, his precision is
amazing.
Deadly.
He's so much fun to watch fight.
Watch him. If this is the first time watching a fight, go back, rewatch all his fights. That dude deserves a title shot.
I can't wait.
And if we have David on the phone, I'm going to go to him directly.
You should.
Give that kid a title shot. He deserves it. After that performance.
What's he, 4-0 now?
4-0. But not only is he 4-0, his victories are lopsided, man.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a one-sided fight.
Well, he said he was coming in looking it to be a statement fight, and I talked to him about that. I think it was a statement fight for him because, no respect to Mr. Malo, Brandon Lambert, but, that's a fight that Jared should have won, unquestionably. And I think that Jared was seeing this as kind of a statement fight, saying, okay, you fought these guys, now show us you get through Travis, because Travis is a bad dude, man. He really is. But, Jared did exactly what he said he was going to do. The thing I love about Jared, other than watching him fight Kid Gotti, he's, I think, one of the youngest guys on the roster. And I love the fact that Jared, I don't know if they caught this on film. I wish they would from now on. He's such a pretty boy, and I mean that with respect, that his corner will comb his hair when he's done. Right before the interview, they were combing his hair. And not only were they combing his hair.
He's got that Ric Flair style.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome.
And he always looks like after he fights, Jared's face doesn't look beat up at all. He still looks like the same Hollywood Kid Gotti, He's incredible. He's got an incredible coach, Ryan, and his team. And like I said,
an incredible future, man. I look forward to seeing him fight again.
He's going to take a title. I mean, I've been a fan of him since day one. He's going to take a title. We love Jared Grant, and that's me probably breaking out of my broadcast journalism. But this kid, how can you not see the fire and the heart that he has and the talent? So I'm looking forward to see where he's going to go. Jared Grant, Kid Gotti, man, we're keeping our eyes on you, bro. Let's talk about other fights. I mean, oh, geez, the bad blood fight, the fight where somebody's jaw was going to get broken, to quote Luis Palomino. Luis Palomino versus Tyler Goodjohn.
Did not disappoint whatsoever.
Not at all. Even if you hated Tyler Goodjohn going into that fight, he earned respect. And you heard, I thought it was very classy at the end of the fight when Luis had limited time to talk, and he took almost the whole time to say, I wanted to hurt that man, and I did. Then he went on to say how much respect he had and went through his story. And that's what amazes me about fighting. People can go and wanting to kill each other, and then when they're done, that raw respect they have for each other.
And
it's great.
You see that a lot in BKFC. You definitely see that a lot. And I think they understand and they respect each other. there is some animosity, and I still think they still hold a little bit of animosity. Excuse me. But after the fight, that was what a class act.
To take all that time.
Palomino's entrance, A+, man.
Samurai.
Dude, I was like, what am I watching right now? This is amazing.
It was awesome. They threw the
this
flowers.
is absolutely amazing. His entrance was it blew me away. I was like, I love that, man.
Me too.
I
Spectacle.
absolutely love that.
The
Not only
pageantry.
did that, he came out, he put an amazing game plan together.
Here it is.
Tyler Goodjohn had no answers for Palomino. His speed was too much.
Yeah.
Holding to, his holds and his strikes.
Here's
amazing.
the entrance. It was awesome.
I don't know if that music's allowed, so I hold it.
Yeah, they might not let the music on here, so we're going to kind of mute it a little bit. But yeah, the entrance was awesome and everything. He's a samurai warrior. He had said to me in
Shit's tight,
interviews.
man. That's
It
tight.
is. But this is so funny because, Luis calls himself a samurai warrior. He wants people's heads.
Is he?
So he got another head, and I think the respect. I don't know. I've never been a samurai. I never will be a samurai. But I guess that respect is big in that world, and that's what he got. He got Tyler's respect, and I think they went back and forth. I didn't know I couldn't hear. I was trying to be newsy and jump in to hear what they were saying to each other. I couldn't really hear, but I know that both of them after the fight on Instagram have been very complimentary to each other, and I think that Tyler. I don't think it's Tyler's last BKFC fight. I want to see Tyler back.
Me too.
Tyler showed heart. And
Tough as nails, man. He
he's
caught
saying-
some solid straight shots.
And then he's
and
saying,
he
"Break
ate
my
'em.
jaw. Go ahead, hit me." And I'm like, "This guy's
Probably
crazy."
not the smartest thing
No,
to do
but he
against
did.
He did.
And he stood up, and he did say, I believe he said, maybe it was on Instagram because he's, I guess it's different in the bare knuckle scene in the UK. They have a longer fights. He said, "Man, if that could have gone 6 or 7 rounds, it might have been a little different."
Yeah, he
I
was
would have worn
asking
him
for
out.
a longer fight. He was asking
Yeah,
for
but
that.
that's not the rule set here.
It's not.
And you got to prepare for our rule set. But I loved it. I enjoyed the
I'm
fight.
telling you, the holding in the back of the head, Palomino knew that he couldn't train that. He couldn't even defend against it. And I don't care who you are, you cannot eat shots like that for 5 rounds. And he put a game plan together. He executed extremely well. Now, for respect, you brought up respect. Did the fans lose or gain respect for Goodjohn after that performance? Because after the Bennett, you saw a lot of people. Bennett got robbed, this, that, and
That's
the
a different
other.
Tyler
Tyler
Goodjohn,
Goodjohn's not a great fighter.
Different
He's
Tyler
all
Goodjohn.
hype.
If you can't see that was a different Tyler Goodjohn, you're Stevie Wonder.
But what after this fight?
Well,
Do you
that's,
think
that's what I'm saying. After this fight, if you can't see that the Bennett
Sure.
fight wasn't a completely different Tyler Goodjohn, then you're Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles. Take your pick. You're blind. You can't see anything.
It's true.
And I think, Tyler, even me, we're not the most favorite of each other, and he gained a lot of respect from me. Now, I'm not a fighter. My respect means nothing. The fighters seem to respect Tyler. You would hope the fans do. And like I said, all that really matters, though, is the guy standing across the squared circle. Yes, by the way, squared circle. For those of you that always say we call it the squared circle because it's a big circle with a square. If you look at it, it makes perfect sense.
It's a platform.
Squared circle.
It's a giant square platform with the circle
So annoying when
ring.
people say that. They get all mad when they say that. So I think, though, that we're going to get to the post-fight interview, show
Awesome,
how
yeah.
great that was in a
Perfect.
second. But I think the only thing that matters is that Luis Palomino had respect. Those two guys are going mano a mano, beating the crap out of each other. So that's what matters. And let's throw it to the post-fight because I think that Luis had a beautiful post-fight interview.
Brian is with the champion.
Indeed I am. Wow. Now, originally you had said that you were looking for a quick finish in this fight. It ended up going the distance. Were you happy with your performance? Is that okay?
Correction. I wasn't looking for a quick finish. I was looking to hurt this man. This is satisfaction because I hurt this man. But I know that all of you judged him from his last fight, his last performance, like the great Randy Couture said, you're only as good as your last fight. But this man has a history behind him. From pro boxing to undefeated in England, 4-0 in MMA, in bare knuckle fighting, which is very hard to accomplish. He came over here hunting for me. He came here alone. No trainer. He quarantined in the Dominican Republic for 15 days. Showed up over here with anybody in his corner that would take him. For that, I respect Tyler Goodjohn.
Definitely. All class, Luis. And the crowd here in Miami, they respect you. They love you, too, here in Florida. Hometown boy. So, what's next for Luis Palomino? This has been your longest fight in like a year.
Yes, but thanks to my manager, Christopher Navarro, FYI, baby, I love you guys. And David Feldman, BKFC, we have came to a good agreement. So we will be fighting a little more often now. And what am I after? What's next to me? Well, I have my eyes set on a 165-pound belt. I know there's some talent up there. I want to keep challenging myself. I think that if I can defend both titles simultaneously, I will be a lot more active. One more thing. Somebody came into my locker room to say what's up to somebody else. That somebody is the bad motherfucker George Masvidal. So check this out, right? If you want your rematch, remember I beat you 2012, 8 pounds heavy. If you want your rematch, I know you're under contract with UFC. I know. But I've seen Dave Feldman corner some people in a boxing match. So I'll represent BKFC, you can represent UFC, and I'll give you that rematch in a boxing ring with the respect and with Dave Feldman's permission.
Wow, I think that's what they want to see.
You know, I was saying I think that's what they want to see. That's what I would love to see too. And
drop the comments, please.
Yes,
drop the comments. I want to see it too. I love
We all do, we all
I
do.
love bare knuckle. I will watch bare knuckle all day, whether Palomino fights in bare knuckle or boxing.
Yeah.
But because Jorge's in UFC, he's in BKFC. Let's meet in a common ground.
See, my
Let's meet
thing
in
is-
boxing.
and I think-
Let's do it, please, for the fans, for
You're
me.
excited. For
I
me
am,
too.
man.
I
I'd
am
love
too.
to see that fight.
But if somebody's going to represent BKFC, we have a lot of great guys on the roster. I would have no problem with Luis Palomino, the baboon, doing it. I mean, this guy, I feel like he gets better. He's like fine wine as he ages, and every
Tom Brady,
every
man.
single
It's the Tom Brady
straight up,
BKFC, man.
every single fight gets better. He was slick. What an amazing performance, and like I said, what an amazing post fight. It took a lot of respect for him to
A
say
lot
that.
of class, man. A
He
man
got everything
with a
in
lot
there.
of class.
That was like a great post fight. We have other stuff to talk about too. I mean, I could stay on that fight all day. Props to you guys. Thank you for that fight as well. But let's talk about. We just said the boxing match. We'd like to see that. I'll see any kind of fight with those two. But let's talk about the World Championship fight: Joey Beltran versus Sam Shoemaker. Sam came out. Sam came to fight, and he's got those heavy hands in the beginning. Sam was laying it on Joey, and I thought the same thing we had said on prior shows, that same thing as we said with Yuli. If Sam ends it early, Sam's got more of a chance. And in the beginning, I thought, well, Sam's going at it. But then what happened?
Exactly what Joey Beltran does best.
Yep.
Non-stop pressure, moving forward, 5 straight rounds, eating shots no matter what. Sam Shoemaker can punch,
Yeah,
man.
you're not eating an easy shot with Sam.
I mean, his game plan was magnificent in the first 2 rounds. I thought that he stuck the jab. He worked the jab. I'm not sure why he got off of that. Maybe got a little tired. I don't
He
know.
did look
I
a
can't-
little like he was getting a little gassed, but you got a big heavyweight guy laying on you essentially. What's going to happen?
Well,
you know?
that was his game plan,
I know.
man. He was tattooing him with that jab. It looked really clean the first 2 rounds.
was great.
But then, I mean, take nothing away from Beltran. He is a
Tough.
pro
He's tough.
for a reason, man. His game plan was moving forward, nonstop. Eat a couple of shots, make it dirty inside, and that's
Joey's
exactly
moving.
what
For
he
a
did.
big guy, they're moving. They're not slow motion either. Both of them in the best shape I've ever seen. Both of them coming into this fight too. Props to Sam Shoemaker too. Quite honestly, I thought, I might have said it to you while we were watching, I thought in the beginning, I'm like, this is going to be Sam Shoemaker. I did. I thought that until it went on further. And I'm like, okay. And then there was
Get
some.
into the
It
championship
seemed like there was
rounds.
some controversy with the decision too. I mean, some people seemed upset about that. I'm not going to say I was or I wasn't. It was an interesting decision.
So it looks like the judges had it 49-46, 49-46, 48-47, unanimous decision for Joey Beltran. If that's correct, I'm actually reading that off of MMA Junkie. I thought when we were live that it was 48-45 or 49-45. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And, I was questioning the Florida judges, if
I know, but
cue my man, Paulie.
yeah, so I'm waiting for the Polish sound effect.
Judges,
So I thought we would have a questionable decision, but all in all, I think the decision went to the victor
Yeah.
who won the fight, in
I
my
agree.
opinion.
Oh.
I think Beltran had a game plan. He executed it perfectly.
He did.
Shoemaker just didn't have an answer for his relentlessness.
Well, let's not forget what Joey said in the post fight, which I moved a little further away when he said it. He apologized for, quote, a shit performance, as he said to his fans, because apparently, I didn't know this, he had COVID like 3 weeks prior. So this guy's going into the fight. Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, okay, let me move away. But he had COVID, he said, 3 weeks prior. So we saw what that did to Tyler Goodjohn. It dismantled everything he had.
Sure.
So Joey was still out there, and Joey's still coming forward. Props to Joey, but props to Sam Shoemaker. I can't talk. Props to Sam Shoemaker too, because you guys, again, anyone
on an
steps there,
amazing
you're warriors.
performance.
Amazing performance for both of you. And I'm excited for one to see what Sam's going to do next. I don't think that fight was a killer for Sam. To me, I knew Sam could hang with the big boys. He might not have won, but he hung, and we saw a little bit of a game changer with Sam in the beginning. He was training with Rodney Rice here in Philly. We had talked to him, or Jersey, I should say. And I think that he utilized that jab, like you were saying. I'm excited to see where Sam goes next. I don't think that loss is going to define him. It's not like he lost to some slouch. He lost to our world champion, Joey Beltran. So, and Joey also wants to, retire as champion. So he has 3 more bouts till he retires to hold that title. Do you have some fan comments,
Yeah, we
Rob?
got some fan comments. Kevin's asking, who's next for Beltran? Dante Mack. Shuey didn't throw his right hand enough. I actually agree with that 100%. I actually don't think he threw the jab enough in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Hey, I'd love to ask him whenever we talk to him next why that happened.
Yeah, Joe Miggs. Arnold Adams looking like next in line.
That's what I was thinking. He was there
Arnold Adams was live, man.
He was on the ring.
Your
He was
boy.
watching. He was. Yeah, why do you do this to me? I don't
You
want to
say
talk
his
about
name 3 times,
No,
he might show up behind you. And he did. He showed up behind us.
We were
That was
sitting there
great.
watching the fight. I was like, he was behind us, and he tapped me on the shoulder. I almost pooped my pants. But we were.
Yeah, he said poop. The man said the word poop.
But no, he was watching the fight. I couldn't really hear him analyzing it behind us because we were a little further, but he was directly behind us watching the fight. And then when I was doing the post-fight, a lot goes on in the ring in the squared circle. Yeah, I said squared circle when you're doing the post-fight. And I saw my peripheral vision, Arnold Adams was on the ring apron like watching. I'm thinking, this is going to be the next guy. And I was trying to ask Joey, what's next? But then you had other guys in the ring too, and it was just complete chaos.
Arnold Adams fought both of those guys.
I know.
Both of them. So I think Adams,
he's in line.
Yeah,
He should
he's
be
in
in front
line
of
for
the
the
line.
championship belt.
The
That's
boogeyman.
without a doubt.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. I would like to see that fight. I think that Arnold Adams does deserve that fight, even though we've had our problems in the back. And the good thing is, if I know that if Arnold Adams is in a world title fight, for the time he's in there, those 5 rounds, I don't have to be worried because he's not going to show behind me.
Yo, man, what about my my golden horse over there, Frank Tate, man? I think he's in line too. What a performance he put on.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Tate.
That guy,
Tate's
man.
a bad
Talk about
dude.
power. Whew, let's bring it back to Alabama. I don't know about anyone else, man, but that crowd was electric.
That was
I
awesome.
loved it. I love watching Frank fight, Arnold Adams fight. Let's do it, man. Let's get it going.
Yeah, how did I I'm sorry, Frank, if you're watching, but Frank Tate, man, yeah, that guy. I'd love to see that fight. There's a lot of good. The heavyweight division's really doing well here, and I enjoy that as well. I think that's the good of the card so far. And if we missed any good,
There's a lot more good.
well, that's all we can get to.
But today's program is the good, the bad, the ugly. A little bit of play into the movie, but unfortunately,
the
we have to get
good,
in.
the bad, the ugly, right? So we're gonna get back to more. Let's do the bad next, obviously. But before we do the bad, let's hit a quick commercial break. We'll try to regroup and become professional again. I don't know if that's possible. We need like a whole day. But anyway, we're gonna throw out the commercial. Be right back with the bad.
Welcome to the world of Bare Knuckle TV. Watch every live Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship pay-per-view event for only $3.99 per month. Enjoy our all-new library of content, including unlimited access to the full archive of BKFC pay-per-views, behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live Bare Knuckle fights from around the globe. You can access it anywhere you want, anytime you want, instantly on most streaming devices. It's available right now on the Bare Knuckle TV app. Over 1,000 hours of on-demand content, uncut and uncensored. All here, anytime you want, anywhere you want, for only $3.99 a month. Subscribe now exclusively at bktvapp.com.
In Tiger Life Energy, we believe in finding your why in life and fueling it with the cleaner energy drink. And if you work hard, you can achieve your goals and reach your dreams. Just look at me. I worked hard, saved my money, and I was finally able to afford my favorite bike, Tiger Life.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. And I'm Kayla. And you're watching the BKFC show with the 2 hottest guys in the world. All right, can I get paid now?
Did anybody pay her yet? That's why we don't have a new one. No one paid her for that last time.
She came. She was one and done at one of our shows, man. She's like, I ain't never coming back with you guys.
Checks in the mail. Listen, it was a great show. We enjoyed it. But we're very transparent here at BKFC, and I think that's why we get along so well with the fans and stuff. We talk about the bad. We talk about the ugly. And so we did the good and the great. Let's do the bad now.
And that's what makes anything better, is being able to listen to the fans, whatever the constructive criticism is. You know, you get your trolls out there. It happens. You know, don't feed the trolls. But listen, if something bad happened or something that you want to see change, let us know. let us know.
We'd love to know. We'll
That's
take
how
that into
that's how
account.
things improve.
I agree 100%. And even if you're not nice about it, we don't care. Like, just tell us. You can be a troll. I'll laugh at it, and then we'll try to correct what we can. Because look, we're sitting here, we're dealing with a lot of stuff you're seeing, so we already know it. And when you say it, it reinforces it. And we're like, yeah, let's get on that. So let's start with the bad thing. The first bad thing. It was a long show, right? 14 matches. We knew this going in.
Scheduled to be a very long show.
We knew it was
in
going to
and
be a
of
long
itself.
show. But if it would have started on time, it would have been a little easier. I think not starting on time, it tired the crowd out. I think some of the people that were watching, like if you're in California, you probably loved it. You know what I mean? But,
sure. True.
But I think on the East Coast, it tired the crowd out. And I think that it also tired our viewers out. So the late start, I don't know for sure. I just knew we were waiting for it to start. And look, we were as excited as other people were. But I heard there was a storm surge. I heard there was a generator. I heard all this stuff. So I'm not going to speak on it because I'm a moron with a mic. That's all I know. I know the guy to talk to is Dave Feldman. Dave Feldman Jr. He's in the control room. Dave, could you shed some light on what happened?
Well, originally we thought it was a storm surge. We had there was a storm in the area and there was lightning and all kind of stuff. So, we thought that was that. I go over to our director, Jonathan. I know he's watching right now. What's up, Jonathan?
What's up, Jonathan?
We went over. He came over to me and said that there was power surges within the building. We didn't know what was causing it. We couldn't find the electricians at Hard Rock Live to try to fix it. So basically, we said, okay, we need a generator. Somehow, Jonathan found a generator. We got it there within an hour. And then we went up we talked to somebody at the local power company down there and found out it was actually an animal got onto a transformer or something, and they couldn't even figure out what kind of animal it was when they were done with it. So.
Maybe it was Travis Thompson. He's the animal. Maybe he was
it could have been Travis.
Who knows?
Could have been Travis.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what happened. We thought it was a storm surge. It wound up, basically, when it comes to all the equipment in the television truck, when there's when there's those kind of power surges going on, I mean, the protocol is shut it down before everything gets fried.
Of course.
So if we waited another power surge to shut it down, everything could have been fried, and by the time we got the generator, we wouldn't have had a show. So luckily, everything went up working out, and I think officially it was an hour and 15-minute delay, which could have been a lot worse.
So it was pretty much out of our control, and I don't know if we have the sound effect clapping, but if we do, Lord Evan Zentor, I'd love to hear that for Jonathan, our fearless director that found the generator. I mean, how do you do that? I'd be like, Jonathan!
That's amazing, man.
Seriously,
Amazing.
because, I mean, it's on the fly. This is live TV, and when you're live, there's no excuse. You have to make it happen. So our apologies for starting late, but it wasn't our fault. We did everything we could to start even earlier. We could have been later if we didn't find that generator.
So it's funny, I was talking to Jonathan, and he came up to me, and he was like, yeah, there's nothing to worry about, but we're having power surges. And I think at that point, he already knew that we needed a generator. So at the end of the night, I said, let me ask you a question. When the power went out and they turned that truck off, did you think there was any shot we were going to be able to do that show? And he said, no, I thought we were doing like a 2-camera shoot and recording it somehow in their recording studio with no commentators. So somehow it happened, but
we made it work. It's tough. You see everybody's on. They're like, "Why isn't the show starting?" And we're just like, "We're trying. We got a freaking generator on the way in. Like, it's a half hour away. Like, we're making it work." But everybody's stuck in, and it was a late night. We were all freaking exhausted, but.
And thanks for the fans for sticking with us through the entire thick and thin.
Definitely, and I don't think that the production team and the behind-the-scenes team, they don't always get the respect they deserve. So much respect, because without them, it doesn't work, and they really made this one work.
Man,
and I can tell you,
above and beyond.
Not only a late start, a lot of us had to catch flights. I'll tell you this real quick story. The broadcast team, usually we get together for a minute afterwards and kind of talk about the show and kind of bask in the excitement. We were like, put our mics down. All right, guys, see you next time.
Sprint, yeah.
Dude, I went to the hotel.
7 a.m. flights. Yeah.
I was at the hotel, and I didn't sleep for 30-some hours. Like, it was insane from the day I got up till, but it was all because I was jacked up on Tiger Life. They helped me. I was a dad.
Got me through it, man.
It really did. So anyway, that's what happened. If you were wondering, we hated it as much as you did. Believe me, we were sweating it out. But
we're not going to pretend like it doesn't happen.
No.
And again, we listen to the fans. We address it, and things that we can change, things that we can make improvements for. That's what we're here for. We love talking to the fans, and that's why we're here.
Yes, and thank you again to Jonathan.
Everybody in there was like so exhausted too.
Oh my gosh,
you could feel the energy just dying, and like you get it.
I still got the camera on me.
You're good looking, Rob. You're good looking. Trying to keep people awake.
I'm just weighing in a little bit.
Trying to keep people awake,
just
man.
Weighing in. All right, I'll go weigh now.
Weigh in. You weigh in at probably 200 pounds of solid muscle in there, Evan. That's what you weigh in. All right, Evan's at the gym. Evan doesn't even show up for the podcast half the time to the last minute because he's at the gym. He's lifting weights on the way in. He's drinking protein,
swole on.
amino acids, or whatever else you drink. I don't know. All right, let's talk about other bad stuff. And this is something that's interesting that we can both speak on, and you can speak on. If you were there live, you may have seen it differently. As we always say, when you're there live, you sometimes see things differently. Rob and I were sitting next to each other at ringside, and during Hector Lombard, Joe Riggs, first of all, kudos to Joe Riggs. Joe Riggs was really putting on a show for us, and I think Joe found it going his way. And Joe had said that if this went his way, he might ride off into the sunset. And I'll be honest with you, that'd be a great story for Joe to end his career, on top like that. So he was looking forward to that. Now, what happened, though, was Rob and I were sitting directly across from where this happened. And it went on for at least 5 seconds because it was enough time for me and you to say, wait, he's grabbing his trunks, or I should say shorts. He's grabbing his shorts. And it processed. And then you're like, he's grabbing them. And then you're like, hey, the ref's not breaking it up. He's grabbing his shorts. And I'm yelling, which I shouldn't do at the ringside because I'm working. I'm like, he's got his shorts, both hands. He's like pulling his jock strap up. And I'm like, what's going on here?
What the hell was that?
Yeah, they just kept, it was a good 5 seconds. Am I wrong? Because I don't think it looked that way on TV.
No, so what I saw, and maybe I should rewatch the fight, he was grabbing his shorts for a prolonged period of time.
Oh, yeah.
Prolonged period of time.
Yeah.
The ref's like screaming like, whoa, stop. And as they stopped and something occurred, and then I want to say Hector threw a punch as they were supposed to, I don't know if they were going to get resituated, reacclimated, getting start in the middle again. That's where the infamous, apparently a piece of tape scraped the side of Joe Riggs' eye. He couldn't see, grabbed his eye. And then it started the entire snowball effect of what the hell's going on, man.
Now, being the broadcast journalist I am, I don't just let this stuff go. I looked into it. And did you know, I believe Joe said it on his Instagram, that Joe has had, and I could be wrong, but I think it was 4 surgeries or 3 surgeries on that eye already. He's had eye problems there.
There you go.
He was upset, and we didn't know that. We didn't know that. He was upset. Obviously thought he was upset, but now you're thinking about that. And he's probably thinking, well, this might be my last fight, and I want to end on a good note. Now, what's going to happen? Here it is. Let's watch a little bit of the fight.
Yeah, he hurt him. He hurt him.
He's got him there. He was holding him right. He's still holding him.
He's still holding.
We should count.
There it is. Exactly what I thought. Ref was going to go break it up. Lombard throws a punch. Not taking anything away from Lombard whatsoever. You know what I mean? You don't stop fighting.
Nope.
You don't stop fighting.
I mean, look, if you look at it, you feel for Joe Riggs here. And there was a lot of chaos.
Talk about controversy.
Yeah, I was getting ready to get in the ring. I'm like, are we going to run this back? Like, what's happening? I feel like Joe was, I don't want to say robbed, but in a way, I just felt bad for the guy. I want to see the fight.
Fans are saying it. The fans are saying Riggs got robbed. We just saw a comment up there.
That was going to be my question. What are we doing here? And I'll tell you, you can watch on TV, you can be in the arena, but when I got inside that squared circle, the intensity and the chaos inside there, just because of the decision, it was already very tense in that ring. Very tense. Like, very tense. I can't say that enough. And then I'm getting ready to go talk to Hector about what happened and try to kind of sort this out and unpack it. And I think I said like, oh, hey, it's Hector. And then all of a sudden, here comes Lorenzo Hunt, who is an amazing athlete.
So before there was even a decision made, before they can announce anything of what transpired, Lorenzo Hunt comes into the ring.
He wanted to be heard. He came into the ring. I saw him, and I'm starting my my post-fight interview.
Oh, Jesus!
Yeah, that's me. We're going to talk about how that happened. That was me. Oh, Jesus! Wait, I'll get to that in a second. So I see Lorenzo show up, and all I said was, I'm here with Hector Lombard. And I went, oh, here's Lorenzo Hunt. And then he hit him with the 2-piece. I was waiting for the soda to come out. And you can see if you watch the replay, the shock and awe on my face. And I've said many times on this show, I've said it to you. I've said it privately. Hector Lombard, great dude. Get along with him. Wonderful guy. But Hector Lombard is a bad dude.
He don't
and
take no shit, man.
0 to 100 in no time at all. So normally I'm in there and I'll always get the audio and I'll always get the story for you. But I don't know what happened. I can tell you this. I think my broadcast, people are dropping F-bombs, but I'm a broadcast professional for years. So I can't say certain things. And I think I started to say, oh, shit. And that was even hard for me to say there. And I think I changed it, sheesh, like Jesus. And it was like, oh, sheesh. Let's hear it again. What was it, Evan? Go ahead.
Oh, Jesus!
So my he's got the remix going. So I'll tell you this, though. My brain, I don't even know what happened. My brain didn't even tell my feet to go. I don't think I've gone that fast as I ran in the Penn relays doing the 100-yard sprint. Like, 100-yard down. It was insane. And then Joe Riggs goes, I don't know. I love Joe Riggs. Wonderful guy. And I'm like this. I'm like, I'm getting out of the way because I don't get hit. I'm not getting paid like these guys are to get hit. Especially by them. They'll kill me. I'm a wimp. And Joe goes, he's holding Hector back, and he goes, what are you running for? He's not going to hit you. And if you watch it, you can tell. And I just go, I was just trying to get out of the way. I'm not getting paid to get hit.
What a crazy.
And I should
an
say,
entire
too,
fight. That whole incident was just nuts.
It was nuts.
Man.
It was crazy. But I
Wow.
should say, too, people don't realize this. Some people are like, why didn't you get the interview? And I was, here it is. Let's watch. Let's watch.
But Hector Lombard, not without controversy, does get the win. He is the first ever BKFC Cruiserweight World Champion, and he is with Brian Sosha.
You know, Hector, Lorenzo Hunt in the ring. Oh, Jesus!
And Joe Riggs breaking up the fight right now. Two good shots landed by Hector Lombard.
No, I'm just getting out of the way, man.
And which one of you, let me ask you a question. Hold on, everybody. Which one of you would not get the hell out of the way when Hector starts swinging? Everyone else would have run too. And I'll tell you something else.
I had to grab Joe Riggs.
I was right there in the mix too. All right, I didn't run. You
Yeah, but
coward.
Evan, you got a camera. They're not going to hit you because they want the good shots.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was right on top of them. I was probably the closest one to them. And if you go and rewatch that, I said, "Oh, gee."
You can see Joe calling out Brian again.
I don't want to fight you, Joe. I like you.
No problems.
I'm just trying to get the story. But you could see I reacted so quickly before the first punch even got, like as it was getting thrown, before it even connected. And my thing was, again, I don't know. It's so blurry to me. My feet just told I didn't have any control of my body. It was like, get the hell out of here. I'm afraid of Hector Lombard. He intimidates me.
All right, so
I was
there's
apologizing. Sorry, Joe. Sorry.
so I think there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot to unpack.
That's the funny stuff. Let's get to the serious stuff.
Let's start with the actual fight in and of itself.
I agree.
Hector Lombard
They're showing it again. They're showing it again. They
versus
can't get enough
Joe
of this.
Riggs. Up until that moment, apparently, they went to the judges' scorecards, and Lombard was ahead. I didn't have it that way
either. All respect to
I
Hector,
did
I
not
didn't have
have
it
it that way.
So real quick, it was originally ruled a TKO because I guess they originally ruled it as, I don't know why, but the referee ruled it as a TKO.
Okay.
And then after a review, the commission reviewed it over the weekend, and they actually said they were going to go to the scorecards, and it was considered a technical decision. So at the time of the stoppage, they checked the scorecards. The Florida judges.
Maybe the Florida judges.
They had it. The Florida judges had Hector Lombard winning, and that's why he
yeah.
retained the title.
Okay, awesome. Well,
that's how I feel about that decision. Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, listen, it was a close.
It was
I
very
think it was,
close.
not very close. I won't.
I'm
call
trying to
it
be nice
very
because if
close.
Hector's
Sure.
watching, I don't want to get my ass beat.
Hey, I'm going to call it like I see
Please
it,
do.
man. I think Joe Riggs was winning that fight. He was on his horse.
I know.
He looked light on his feet.
He looked great.
He was whipping that jab. He cut him up. Joe got cut as well. And when he hurt him, Lombard grabbed his shorts to kind of compose himself. Then all hell broke loose. And
Rob
then Lorenzo
said what I
Hunt,
feel. Let's leave it at that. Rob
Amen.
said what I feel. And I understand what you're saying, Rob, because we were sitting next to each other when that happened. And the other thing I'll say is that for those of you that were questioning, well, why didn't you talk to him afterwards? There's a lot of stuff that goes on inside there, and I'm being pulled every which way. I have a director who's wonderful saying things to me. I have other people saying things to me. I had the commission legitimately kick me out of the ring, so I couldn't get the interview. They wouldn't let. They pushed me. I tried. You can hear me go. Oh, I went like I was like, heck. Oh well, bye, because the commission pulled me out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Joe was on the way to victory too. And I mean, are you saying, Rob, that you think Hector kind of felt that way too, and that's why that happened, or it just happened to happen that way?
I don't think he thought he was losing the fight. I think that he got rocked. And he was trying to,
compose himself.
clear the cobwebs. That's what you got to do. Either you have to take a knee, or you tie your opponent up, or you just, compose yourself.
And I would
get
love
yourself together.
This Rob's opinion. You got a little bit of my opinion. And aside from the craziness and the chaos with Hector and Lorenzo, if we're looking at just the fight, in the comment section, I'd love to hear who you think won that fight if it went to the scorecards, and who you thought was in control of that fight. I would actually value that a lot to see what you guys think. But what happened. We have a new first ever cruiserweight champion. Congratulations to Hector Lombard. And I mean, with the Lorenzo stuff, some people loved it, some people hated it. People are complaining about it. Look, man, I tend to like that kind of stuff. But the ring is a sacred place. Lorenzo was probably, I guess, wrong for going there, but he's trying to build a fight. I don't know what's come of this. I don't know if they're going to levy fines. I don't know if there's suspensions. I would love to hear more on that if anybody knows this kind of thing. But it was some people would say it was a black eye on the sport. Some people loved it. It's very polarizing, the subject. But here's what I'll say on it. if you wanted to see Lorenzo, who is a very talented fighter, Lorenzo Hunt is extremely talented. I think he has the most consecutive knockouts in BKFC, if I can remember. He's very good at what he does. He's the best pure athlete in BKFC. I wanted to see that fight anyway, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm going to get heat for saying this, but after seeing the interaction at the end, it makes me want to see the fight more. I mean, maybe that's wrong to say, but it really does. I'm a human being. You know what I mean? I want to see what's going to happen now, if the fight's going to happen.
Sure. I mean, that kind of transitions us to the ugly now. You know, we went through the good, we went through the bad, the Lombard, Lorenzo Hunt hopping into the ring. This gets us right into the ugly, which is Hector striking Lorenzo Hunt. So they didn't have a scheduled bout. He did hop into the ring. He did, bombard his interview, and he caught some hands because of that. Now,
how do we know? Wait a minute, Rob. I stopped. How do we know that Lorenzo wasn't simply coming in to shake his hand and say, "Good job"?
Good point.
But he probably shouldn't be coming in there to do that anyway, correct?
Good point.
Because Hector, I was there. I mean, I said Hector's name, I said Lorenzo's name, and before I could even, I think Lorenzo might have uttered one word, and Hector was like, "Boom, boom!" I mean, it was like gunshots, boom, boom.
I don't even think he said a word.
No,
he stepped forward. But there was, I think it was Mike and Mish had a show last night, and they showed a really intricate clip. Lorenzo Hunt with the belt while there was the face-off between Riggs.
I didn't see that till they showed
and
that.
Lorenzo Hunt was staring him down.
Oh, well,
and then Hunt showed
him.
up to his gym as well. So there's some history.
You're right. I mean,
maybe maybe he's just like in the heat of the moment. You know what? I've had it. I've had it. This is my moment. I'm getting ready to put on the belt, and you're hopping into my moment. And this is what's going to come of it.
Well, Lorenzo, and I want to cite the Mission Accomplished show, the Mike and Mish show. He had an interview on there. It was an excellent interview. You should check it out if you get a chance with Lorenzo. And what I deduce from the situation is that Lorenzo feels that he deserves that title, and he seems to feel, and these aren't my words, these are Lorenzo's words, that Hector is avoiding him. Hector's been running from him. Hector's doing everything he can not to fight him. And then they brought up the fact that Hector put out something where he wants to fight Jake Paul. So he's still not answering Lorenzo. And I think Lorenzo said he blocked him as well. And who knows? Hector's the champ. I don't know. Can he say that? Hey, what he did to me shouldn't have been done. I will not fight him. Can he do that?
Good question.
I don't know. Is it going to stop a fight from happening? Lorenzo wants this fight. Lorenzo's licking his chops. And it seems like there's no doubt in his mind that he's going to be the cruiserweight champion if he wants to be. And he'll go any weight for it. He was saying he
just took two shots. He just took two
but
shots.
But he remained composed. That's the thing. You saw Hector. Of course, Hector's coming off a fight. Hector's tired. Hector's a bad dude. He's got that Cuban temper, like I have that Italian temper. You know, it's going off. This guy's been annoying him. He's saying "F you, mother effer." He's going, and Lorenzo is just staying calm. And what did Lorenzo say? I think we have a clip of that. Lorenzo. It was like Rocky IV. I felt like Lorenzo was Apollo. What did he say, Evan?
Ain't no champ. Let's all say so. Ain't no celebration.
So, you know, people are like saying he's putting his hands up here, like stay back. I think Lorenzo was putting his hands up to catch any more punches to protect himself there. But Lorenzo was just yelling that. Lorenzo didn't seem rocked. I saw Lorenzo after the show. He's doing something for veteran suicide awareness, and he's like, nothing. He didn't seem rocked. He seemed like he was just wants to fight him even more now. So,
yeah, I mean that's unfortunate. That's part of the ugly, man. You know, him hopping into the ring and. You know, that was
who's
ugly.
to blame?
I know.
Because he hopped in the ring or because Hector went after him right away?
Now, speaking of strikes, man, Julian Lane, unfortunately, has to now fall in the ugly category.
I know.
As well.
And it was a great fight with him and Boswick. I enjoyed that fight. Boswick with the crimson mask, you know, and Julian Lane, he brings such energy to BKFC, and he's a great guy.
He is my to performance of the night. Jared Grant and him looked absolutely flawless. Julian Lane, I don't know what he's doing. His training regimen.
He looks great.
He seems like he has the IQ of like 1,000 for a fighter now. He looks like a totally different person. Maybe that's part of his game plan of, you know, what happened in the weigh-ins. But, I mean, when you push the limit too far, you shouldn't be hitting each other at the weigh-ins, though. Come on, I mean that's too much. Man.
I think he kind of bulled him a little bit. Right? No, but he didn't. Did he hit him? He kind of bulled him. Did he hit him? I think Jake hit him.
If you headbutt someone, I don't care.
Well, we saw that with Jim Allers and Luis too. Went back in the day.
Dude, you're headbutting someone. Dude, if you headbutt someone, if you listen, I would get extremely pissed off if somebody headbutted me, punched me, kicked me, spit on me. To me, that's assault.
Come here, Rob.
Straight up.
Give me your head. Come here.
Dude, you already broke my neck.
No, but you know, it is. That could be assault.
It's
you're correct.
The line.
And maybe he got fined for that too. I don't know. But I do know this. I remember he was yelling. He's like, Jake hits like a bitch. He was screaming. He's screaming that. So now this fight has become even more personal. I didn't even really need that for that fight. I just wanted to see these two go at it. They had some words on social media, I think, too. But you're right. It got a little over the line for him doing that. And, Jake Bostwick, from me, I only deal with him as a broadcast journalist, but he seems very even keel. He seems to love to fight. He's a gentleman. So I don't know what caused it. I think Julian's emotions just got out of control because if you know Julian Lane, he's actually a really nice, and I don't mean this in a bad way, like fun, goofy dude, kind of like I am. He's fun to talk to. Sure. So I think his emotions got out of control, which, that's wrong, but I'm sure he'll be taken to task for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
As far as the other thing, can we talk about this? Can we talk about this?
We're keeping it real, man. That's what we do on this show, dude.
Look,
that's
I don't
what
remember
we do.
the guy's name. I don't know who he was. I wish he would have dressed differently, but that's neither here nor there. I'd look like an idiot dressed like that. Maybe he makes it cool. I don't know. But the national anthem singer, oh my God. Look, my grandfather was in World War II, both of them. I'm a very patriotic dude. I know most of BKFC. I know mission accomplished. You guys are patriotic. And I really love when we do the national anthem. It'll often bring tears to my eyes. I'm pretty sure that guy forgot a verse. And it wasn't even good. We need to get better national anthem singers. To me, that's an exciting moment when you're getting ready for the fight. And so it's a way to honor our fallen people that have come before us. And you think of people maybe that passed away in your life or people that fought for our freedoms. And it's hard to do that when it's a jacked up national anthem and he's missing. I'm pretty sure. Am I wrong? Didn't he miss a couple lyrics?
I think so. I think he dropped it. And look, everybody has their own.
I shouldn't rip on him.
Excuse me. Everyone has their own creative take on the national anthem.
And they no. I'm stopping you, Rob. I'm sorry. This really pisses me off. You shouldn't have your own creative national. It should be sung the way the national anthem's sung. And if you're not going to do that, then we shouldn't use people like that. The national anthem it should be treated with respect. It's not a cover. You don't make it your own song. You sing it the way it's supposed to be sung. And I'm sorry to jump at you, but this kind of stuff really upsets me. And again, I don't know. Maybe the guy was sick. Maybe he got nervous. I've been nervous. I've screwed up. I'm a performer too. I've screwed up. So if he screwed up, I'm very sorry to say that. But I really wish that he wouldn't have kind of messed the national anthem up like that. It upset me.
Yeah, I think maybe as an organization, BKFC should look towards a different, a different type of national anthem singer that can keep it towards the original.
Traditional. And quite frankly, I would have rather heard that national anthem performed on a kazoo than hear that.
And this person is a Grammy Award winning, I believe it was a writer. So
Where? Oh, he's a writer. Okay. So we got a writer.
Singer-songwriter. Listen, I'm not taking any away from this person's talent. I'm sure he's an extremely talented person. But when it comes to certain, like the national anthem, there's a way you sing it and there's a way you don't sing it.
Different ballgame.
And there's a way that people would prefer it be sung, performed, and introduced. And I think we need to get a little bit more back on track on that.
And the thing I'm upset, it's not just knocking that guy. We've had anthem singers in the past too where I'm like, what are we doing here? And I don't think it's on purpose. I think we get a person that's interested and we love their passion. Oh, we'd love to sing it for you. So we should vet him a little more. Again, I'll say it again. I know I'm repeating. It was kind of a joke, but it's true. I would have rather heard the national anthem on a kazoo than hear that guy do it again. All right. Anyway, out of the anthem stuff. I'm all upset about that. Let's talk about, let's actually, you know what we should do? We have to talk about BKFC 19 coming up, and we have to talk about our knockouts of the week. So let's do that. And can we throw it to a commercial right now? We'll do it right after this.
Oh, Jesus!
I sprung that on the commercial break.
Welcome to the world of Bare Knuckle TV. Watch every live Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship pay-per-view event for only $3.99 per month. Enjoy our all-new library of content, including unlimited access to the full archive of BKFC pay-per-views, behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare knuckle fights from around the globe. You can access it anywhere you want, anytime you want, instantly on most streaming devices. It's available right now on the Bare Knuckle TV app. Over 1,000 hours of on-demand content, uncut and uncensored. All here, anytime you want, anywhere you want, for only $3.99 a month. Subscribe now exclusively at bktvapp.com.
All right, sorry, I got pretty heated up about national anthem stuff. Like, I'm a patriotic guy.
Hey, man, that's your right as an American.
I know, but there's other stuff we have to talk about, and I got way off track there. That doesn't usually happen to me. Wow, like that in that way.
No, that's good, man.
This kind of upset me too. Now I'm getting fired up today. This kind of upset me too. We were talking about Lorenzo getting in the ring. Even the main event with the heavyweights. people were jumping in the ring that shouldn't be in the ring. And as a broadcaster,
Can we stop?
Yeah.
Please stop with the
it
nonsense.
throws me off too.
I said it, and I'll say it out loud. I'll say it again. There's a time and a place for everything. If people can just freely mosey into the ring, call out people left and right. I mean, come on, let's just bring the elephants out and bring the circus into town.
Yeah.
We have great fights, and I think it really does take away from the fight when we keep doing that, or they not keep that the fighters are
We keep allowing it.
allowed,
Or somebody's allowing it.
and
I
there's
don't
no
know.
repercussion to this.
All
So
right, we're going to have Dave Senior on the phone in just a second here, but the last thing I'll say on this before we talk to him is that when you're in there, not only fighters jumping in, but think about this from an announcer
security
perspective.
standpoint
It could
and
be
a
a
safety
crazy fan that could beat
standpoint.
the hell
You
out of
don't
me.
know.
I know. I got kids to go
like
home
the
to,
two
bro.
people at the end of the main event, what the hell was that?
You could see on TV, I had no clue what was going
that,
on.
man?
I felt like the biggest idiot.
So-
Someone who's not an idiot. He's a wonderful guy. What a transition. David Feldman, we have him on the phone. We have some questions to ask him. Hey, Dave, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, Dave? We have a lot to unpack with you. I know Rob has some questions. I'm gonna let Rob start because Rob Quote is gonna ask you the hard questions. I'm not getting fired. I'm not going to do that, Dave. I'll throw you the softballs. Go ahead, Rob.
Hey, Mr. Feldman, how you doing today, sir?
What's going on, Rob?
Hey, real fast. Thanks for hopping on the call right now. The in-ring nonsense, and I'm sure I'm gonna get a verbal beating on this. But the fans are calling it nonsense. The people hopping in the ring at the end of the main event, I think, took away from a little bit of the production, took away from the value of it. What's going to happen moving forward? What is in place? What's the next steps with making sure that this shenanigans ends?
No, really just putting protocols in place, man. Making sure that we tighten up security a little bit and let the fighters know, everybody on the stable. Let them know that if someone does attempt to jump in the ring, they're not only going to face a fine, but they're going to face suspension. And, that could really mess them up if they have a future fight lined up. Because, look, I'm all for challenging a fight. I'm all for hyping up a fight. If they come to us previously and say, look, if he wins, do you mind if I graciously get in the ring and call him out? Something like that. Mm-hmm. We're good for it. But jumping off the top rope and, just rushing through or underneath the ring or however that works. And they come in and they cause havoc, it's not going to be tolerated anymore. We, as you saw, like Thiago Alves and Diaz after the fight, kneeling and praying with each other. We're running a really respectful sport here. That the thing that I'm really telling these fighters is that's what everybody wants us to do, right? Like that's what they want us to do. They want us to act like Neanderthals. Mm-hmm. They want us to do that to prove their point that that's what this sport is, and that's anything but what this sport is. So it will not be tolerated anymore. We're definitely going to put more protocols in place and tighten up the ringside security because that's not going to happen at any of our events in the future.
I think that, Dave, and you'll agree with this, I'm sure, we're still a growing organization, growing rapidly. So we're a new sport that we kind of created off of the old sport of bare knuckle fighting. So there's going to have to be things like this. And I kind of think this is why fans almost enjoy the product so much because they're growing with us. And when we see these problems, they can kind of weigh in and we listen to them. So a lot of people were upset. It was a very polarizing situation. Some people said they liked it. But I think we're going to see, I don't want to say more jumping in the squared circle in the future, but we'll see other problems like this we have to iron out. I think that's part of the process. And I kind of enjoy it. The fans are along for the ride and can almost be there when we iron this stuff out. They're going to see that we're going to take these things, fines or suspensions, seriously.
No, 100%. But if you get my point, like we're at a spot now where we're really transitioning into mainstream right now. And the naysayers they want to see us do this. Yes. They want to see us do this so they can say, I told you so. This is what it's about. It's a backyard street fight. It's not controlled. It's not regulated. It's not the way that it's supposed to be. And it's anything but that. As you know, you're a part of it. It's a very professionally run, well-oiled machine. But at times, as we're growing, we have growing pains and we miss things here and there. And I'm glad that we got a chance to witness it. It's a shame that it happened and unfolded the way it did, but there's no other way of really being able to tighten it up if it doesn't unfold that way. So it unfolded. Now we're going to fold it back up and make sure we tighten it up going forward.
We fall and scrape our knee, and then you get up, you bandage it up, and you move on, and you're more successful in the future from your failures. I'm a big believer in that. I mean, David Feldman, I want to congratulate you on an awesome show, the biggest show we've ever come up with, and BKFC 19 is going to be even bigger. So it just keeps growing. So thank you, and I always like watching you. I always say this: the fights, you become a fan. You're not the president; you're a fan, and it's fun to watch you at ringside.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you having me on.
All right, I appreciate you coming on. You good? You want to let him go? He's probably
thank you.
Got
Thank you, Mr.
contracts to
Feldman.
sign, I's to dot, and T's to cross. Thank you, David Feldman.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
See you, my man.
Hey, listen,
I hit him with a my man on
That's
the way out. Did you see
awesome. My man.
So that's good that he feels the same way a lot
As
of the
long
fans
as there,
do, and we
listen,
do.
as long as there's something in place moving forward and people are now held accountable. Again, it's good to watch. You know, the interaction between Lombard and Lorenzo went everywhere. It went extremely viral.
Yahoo, Google, everywhere. Yeah.
Again, it's like good and it's bad, right? You got the Conor McGregor shit, him throwing
Bittersweet.
Yeah. But it takes away from the integrity of the product. It takes away from these guys are training their guys.
So hard.
You know, male and female.
Yeah.
They're training their asses off. The last thing they want to do is have to worry about someone hopping in and having to do an interview or.
Plus, these guys are fighing and they're done, and now they've had a couple rounds in. Now you got the fresh guy coming in that could take a swing at them, and you know they're at a disadvantage. And you know, I'll also say that these guys and women they fight so hard, and what you don't always see on camera. Like Dave said about, and I loved it, Thiago and Yuli praying together if they fought. These warriors, if they went to battle. These people, Joey and Sam, I mean, of course, they want to fight each other. It gets a little, not personal, but these guys are friendly, and they have so much respect. It's like a big family sometimes back there. You don't get to see all that. So, I you know, when people see the Hector thing and the Lorenzo thing, they're like, oh, same thing Dave said. These guys are Neanderthals. But I guess we're going to iron all that out, and thank you for bringing it to our attention, and we'll continue to do that. Right, Rob? Are you going to be the one iron it? Rob's going to be
I ain't ironing nothing, man.
We just bring it up and then we pass to the people that can.
Yeah, I'm not going to try. I tried holding Joe Riggs back from Brandon Lambert, man.
You did. You grabbed him, and I was
dude,
like,
I got lucky, man.
did.
Dude, if he wanted to break away, I had no chance, man. I was like, please, 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 don't let there be some crazy.
Oh, I stood there and watched you hold him back. Then I'm like, well, I guess I should help. Damn it! And I went out to help. We have. You want to see the video of that?
Man.
Do you want to see the video of that real quick? Well, let's watch Rob hold Joe back and watch me be there very late. I think DC's involved here too. There's DC. Here's Rob. Oh, Rob just grabs him.
Joe went in
I'm
for
like,
the
I guess I'll get
sprint, man.
involved. I'll get involved.
Joe went in for the sprint. I was like, oh no.
You did grip it, dude.
I had to. I had no choice, man.
You're like Superman for a minute, right?
And dude, I was whispering in his ear.
No, I'm sure it wasn't
I was
sweet
like,
nothing.
calm down, please calm down, please calm down.
Don't hurt me and calm down.
Same
I'm
side,
just here to
same
help.
side,
Please.
same side.
Yeah. Let's get to before we go to BKFC 19. I think that'd be fun to end on that note because that's where we're headed.
Dude,
that's
gonna be fire, brother.
That's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be fire.
But first, we have to do it. The knockouts of the week. You always have good knockouts of the week. So let's throw it to the knockout. Where's the camera? Of the week. Woo!
Shit!
That's right. I love that power. Who are we doing first? Knockout of the week. Who's first? Let's see. I don't know. Let's do Rob first because Rob has the best ones.
All right, so this is the knock.
I saw this.
Yeah, I think everyone has saw this, and I want to get people's opinion on this because I first saw it and then I read something else on it.
He was actually at our event.
Yeah, I heard he was at the event. I heard that, Evan. Yes. Thank you for the color.
All right, so please, I thought this was. I didn't know Joe Schilling. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is he a professional fighter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Professional fighter.
A very professional.
Yeah, you can see it in this clip. Boom, boom. He gave me the old
I've
Hector.
said it before, and I said it. I will say it again.
Say it. Preach.
Be careful who you start shit with. Where you're at, you never know. You never know who you're up against, man.
Yeah.
And I guess for those people, for the tough guys out there who've never been into a fight, and you got your beer muscles out there. If somebody has a cauliflower ear, turn the other way. Buy them a drink.
Run.
You will probably lose.
Yeah, run like I ran away in the ring from Hector. And,
all right. So I watched that. I'm like, could he have walked away? Then I guess Joe's response was this guy, he jumped at me and, he struck first.
Wow.
So that's a tough one, man. There might be repercussions for that because it was caught on footage. It's very viral now. Was he acting in self-defense? What did the guy say?
I couldn't see. Did the guy lay hands on him first? Like even touch him at all first?
I don't know. I can't see it from that camera angle.
Interesting. If you know that, weigh in on the comments. We'd like to know if he, who touched who first. My thing is I've learned throughout my time at BKFC and some other stuff I've done in combat sports that a lot of times they say the guy that walks softly carries a big stick. And some of the toughest guys aren't going out just to prove they're tough. They're defending themselves. They don't want to get involved in things because that's lawsuits. Sure. You think that guy, he's going to have a lawsuit maybe against him. You think he wants that? So he probably just wasn't thinking.
No one wants that headache.
So I mean, so just know that, like Rob said, when stuff pops off, you're done. Especially like me,
all right,
you're really
so the
done.
question is, should he have turned the other cheek and kept walking?
We don't know what was said.
I was going to say, did he feel like his life was in immediate danger? Because, dude, in a bar, man, I have no idea what's on a person. Will you grab a chair? Will you grab a bottle?
You don't know.
That's life-changing. That's life-ending.
You don't know.
Maybe he did act in self-defense. Maybe he could have walked away. I'd love to.
I'm sure there'll be more coming
out. The chat has to say about that.
Yeah, and we'll keep, if you guys heard something we didn't, please let us know. But I'm sure there'll be
we have more on that story.
Developing,
we'll fill them in. Yeah,
developing breaking news. All right, you did a very serious fighter one. I like to do.
What you got, man? You got some good?
I call this the mattress that put her to sleep. Let's watch. My knockout of the week. Oh, she's gonna open the mattress. Look, she knows. Boom!
Where'd she go?
I don't know. She's sleeping. The mattress is sleeping on her. Watch it.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. When you opened up with the mattress that put her to sleep, I thought you were gonna roll some kind of OnlyFans style. I'm like, man, where are we going with this? This is a PG-13 mostly.
Well, the reason I picked that though was because I was scrolling through social media and I saw that. I watched it 3 times because I kind of, it's almost like you don't expect it, but you see what's gonna happen. She doesn't see what's going to happen, and she just disappears. I mean, she probably hope we didn't get hurt. I don't think she did. It's made me laugh. She's got a giant knife. I didn't even think of that, Evan. Good job. She's got a giant knife in her hand. So who knows what happened to her?
Yeah.
Who films himself opening up a mattress?
I know. Is this coming over the air? I can never tell. Who films himself opening up a mattress?
Dude, the internet is a wild place. People film themselves eating, and they get thousands of subscribers and donations.
It's a matter of people. Anyway,
it's a strange world we live in now.
Very strange. Very strange. And that you're watching us, I'd even argue that that's strange for you, but thank you for being here with us. So do we have a fan knockout? I don't know. It was kind of chaos when I got in here today.
I'm not sure. We have to roll it to the
producer. We never got a chance. He's going to say that, so it sounds good.
Gonna have 5
We're
or
the
6
2 idiots that have to
emails.
keep changing our passwords. We always forget what's the password to get in. Anyway, we'll have 500 emails next week, but we appreciate you. It's been very chaotic since we got back from BKFC 18, trying to keep everything going. Yeah, it's good chaos because we're headed into BKFC 19. And you saw the announcement.
Go.
PVZ. Paige Van Zandt taking on Rachel Ostovich, the rematch of sorts. And I'm very excited for one to see what's going to happen. And as always, comments. What do you think's going to happen? How do you think that fight's going to end? At this point, I mean, it can always change as we see some of their training and we see the interviews. You can change. But as of right now, what do you think's going to happen? And Rob, I'm going to turn to you.
You asking my pick?
I mean, I asked their pick, but now I'm asking your pick.
What do you think I'm going to say?
You're going to say to me,
what do you think?
Brian, it's going to be a fun fight to watch.
Now, I'm going to give you, I think it's going to be round 2 or 3.
Really?
Paige Van Zandt knockout.
And I understand, I'm going to guess why you'd say that and tell me if I'm wrong here. But I kind of had the feeling that Paige was denied in her first fight. And we'd all said that maybe if it went another round, she was starting to figure it out. The light switch was starting to go off. Well, now the light switch went off. I've seen some of her training footage, her hitting the mitts and stuff like that. She's going to be driven. Paige is the kind of woman that I can see from dealing with her that isn't going to be denied again. She doesn't want to go down. She doesn't want to put her head down again. She wants to come out and avenge that defeat that she had. Paige is going to be on point. Paige is going to come more prepared than ever because last time she'd never fought bare knuckle. Now she's got it under her belt. Paige will not lose again. That's how I feel right now from a Paige mentality. But I don't know Rachel that well. When I start to meet her and interview her more, maybe it'll change.
Yeah,
but I don't think Paige Van Zandt's coming to lose.
I want to see some training footage on her.
Yeah.
I think
she's
Paige
talented.
Van Zandt is coming in hard. She's going to come in for the knockout.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to call it rounds 2 or 3.
Look at you, Rob.
Knockout.
2 or 3. Put your money on it. Give Rob half.
Yep, please. Help me out.
I don't know. I don't know what round it'll be. I just know Paige is coming in with a lot of gusto, and Paige is going to want to take this one. But again, let's look and see what Rachel says. Evan, want to throw your hat in the race on this one? What are you thinking?
Paige is training really hard. She's at the Pedro Mundo. I think
I saw that.
Yeah, I mean, her stand-up game's looking really sharp. Rachel, I met her. We did some promo stuff with her. She looked pretty good. Her hands were good. She was hitting the bag. And if I'm just going on their UFC fight alone, I mean, let me put me on camera here.
I was waiting for you.
I think Rachel had the better stand-up in their initial
I agree.
fight, right? And
I agree.
She looks a lot stronger than Paige, and then obviously Paige took it to the ground and she got the armbar. But, it's been a few years, and Paige has got one bare knuckle fight, under her belt, and she's been training, strictly for boxing or bare knuckle boxing. So she definitely has the advantage in this fight, but I don't think it's going to be as one-sided as a lot of people think.
I don't think so either, Evan. And I also think that if you're saying that, and you actually have a really good eye, you're a good guy, if I can talk, to speak to, because you're always out filming these fighters, so you're around it all the time, and you see all the differences. So I value your opinion. But if you know, and a lot of people watching know, that her stand-up game wasn't too strong in the UFC fight, don't you think Paige knows that? That's what we're saying. So Paige is probably preparing actually triple hard, for this. So I'm really excited for that fight. I don't know. I mean, is there any other matches you want to talk about in the card? That seems to be the main one everyone's talking about. I know you have
Taylor Starling, Cassie Robb.
Well, that's going to be a good one for what Taylor did at Knuckle Mania. I'm excited for that. You also saw, actually, the BKFC 19 press conference, Britain Hart threw her mic down and walked away.
Mic drop.
She was upset.
We're putting out that press conference, polished, gold style, tomorrow morning. They could watch it live.
Yeah, she's pretty mad. She's going to face Jenny Savage coming up here, and she's mad that she doesn't have Paige or Rachel.
They got some beef together, man. She hopped in the ring, poured a bottle on her again.
But that was the old BKFC, right? That was before all the craziness happened. So, but there's
Big
beef
XL.
there. There's beef there. But Britain's got the beef about the fact that she's not fighting Paige
Who's
or
your
Rachel.
money on?
What?
Britain Hart, Jenny Savage. Who's your pick?
I've never seen Jenny Savage fight live. I've never dealt with Jenny Savage. I don't know. I've only seen tape.
She annihilated
She's tough.
Sheena Starr.
She
annihilated her, and it looks like she has some power. Just you can see when people throw punches and how they connect and their movement. She has power behind her. She cut up Sheena Starr.
I think the story is here, Rob, is that you have Savage, who thinks she should have had Paige Van Zandt or something. You know what I mean? She thinks she's getting denied. Britain Hart thinks she's being denied, but Britain Hart's coming off the victory with Paige Van Zandt. This changed Britain Hart's life. And I know with a life-changing situation like that, if I'm Britain Hart, I am going to die before I let somebody take my victory. Because as soon as Jenny Savage beats her, the Paige Van Zandt victory is still there, but no one's, they might care a little bit, but it's not as big of a deal. So she's going to die in that ring to beat Jenny Savage. And she's training with our world champion, Joey Beltran. And apparently Joey said just having Britain, when he was training, helped him. And I did notice La Familia, all the people that hang out together with Joey, they're very empowering. They're very motivating. I haven't seen a lot of stuff from Jenny Savage's camp yet. I'm sure we will as the weeks go on. We can analyze it a little more.
That where he trains at, that boxer gym, dude, they're putting out champions.
They're all there, yeah.
That is the fastest. This reminds me of like the Jackson Wink back in
right.
the MMA UFC days of, I guess, the mid 2000s, early 2000s, and they were just churning out champions left and right.
And when you walk in there, I was in there shooting some stuff with Evan. When you walk in there, Rob, you can just see everywhere you look. Well, there's one of the Diaz brothers. There's Joey. There's Britain. There's Hector. Everywhere you look, there's somebody training that is like a top name in BKFC.
Iron sharpens iron, brother.
That's true. So, again, we have to see how Jenny Savage's training is progressing and stuff like that. But I'm a big believer in not being denied, and I don't think Britain Hart's going to want to be denied. We have a Boxer photo on screen. This is La Familia. That's all the people that are training at Boxer. I mean, you can see them all. It's a who's who. And I don't think Hector's not in that. There's other guys that aren't in that, and they keep accepting people. And it seems like in the Miami area,
five of the fighters that we're looking at are 5-0 in their last 5 bouts. 5-0.
Great stat. And there you go. They're close. They're like ham and burger. They're on peanut butter and jelly.
Ham and burger.
I think that's from the movie Friday.
Hey, chat, man. We're as close as ham and burger.
You like that? Ham, like cool on ice, spots on dice, baby. So we're very excited about BKFC 19.
Awesome.
You like that? BKFC 19. If you don't have the app yet, what the hell are you doing? BKFC.com. Grab the app.
$4.
Yeah, come
$4.
on. The value we're giving you. I think that's all we have for you today.
That's all I have
Unfortunately,
today,
I don't know. I'm having a good time. Don't forget, if you didn't catch this whole thing or you're kind of tuning in late and you're driving and you don't want to watch us and get into a fiery car wreck, we don't want that for you. We want you to listen to the podcast, which you can get that on Spotify as the BKFC show. So it's available in podcast form as well. We thank you for tuning in. We thank our entire production team for the show. Like I said, you guys don't get thanked enough. Thank you. And just thank you, because BKFC continues to grow, and you're a big part of that. So with that, Rob, I'm going to say
one last thing.
Here you go. They're playing the music.
I think this past event was probably the most watched BKFC event in history.
Do you have official stats or no?
I don't, but some of the preliminary numbers that are coming back this is one of the most watched BKFC event.
It's awesome.
And I cannot say thank you enough to all the fans out there for coming along this journey.
It's so awesome.
Making this a reality for all the fighters, for us.
We get excited.
For them.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you guys very much.
I agree with Rob. We get excited.
Appreciate it.
And to piggyback off that, I just want to say, and you know this if you're watching, especially if you're a big enough fan to be watching this, you're in on the ground floor. How cool is that? As this thing blows up, you'd be like, I was here at day one. I helped them iron out some of the issues they had. It's awesome. So with that, I'm going to close the show out. Let's hit the music for real this time. That's why this is so much fun. My man. Sheesh. Jesus. All right. Cheers to Tiger Life. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you to you as well. Thank you, Evan. Evan's giving the wrap-up signal. I thought he was posing again. Evan, hit us with a double bicep on the way out, as I say.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Knuckle up, baby. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Tiger Life. We love you.